Nice little pop there. Oh yeah.
Buy your gold and silver online from SD Bullion. New customers get gold or silver at spot by visiting sdbullion.com/new.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, what's up, Tyler? Good to see ya.
Silver Dragons, thank you for coming.
Yeah, it's great to be back here for part 2. We're actually going to be melting some gold today, right?
Yeah, that's right. It'll be fun.
I need to talk to Carlos over here. How you doing? Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Great to see ya.
Good to see you.
Trent, Darby. Good to see all of you.
Yeah.
We're in 2024.
Yeah, 2024.
Actually, metals are kind of down today as we're filming.
Yeah.
The dollar is up.
Yeah.
There were some reports that came out, etc. So
Yeah.
for the day, maybe buy the dip, right? Is that the story?
I think so. Well, right now, like you said, dollar's up. We'll see what the job reports also say at the end, but the Asian markets currently are feeling that sentiment. But aside of that, that's just kind of the day-to-day trading. There's other world events that are happening. You know, right now, Taiwan is going into the elections in January 13th. And there's a lot of pressure that's happening right now with that because China has always wanted for Taiwan to align with China. And that situation is getting more tense because one president wants to stay sovereign to Taiwan and the other one's more friendly to Beijing. And also Xi talked about in the beginning of the year in his speech that he wants, China to align with Taiwan. So there's tension going on there. So that's basically also in favor on the precious metals front.
Right.
And so what we always told our clients is diversification is key. A lot of times people, wondering what's going to happen or they're following the day-to-day market, but diversification is key. Like, for example, one of a great wise man, Solomon, in Ecclesiastes says, invest in 7 different things, maybe even 8, because at the end of the world, we don't know how the trees are going to fall or how it's going to stand. So that basically tells us to diversify. So a lot of us, we are, stacking silver, but we also think of what's going on in the geopolitical event as well. And we got the tension with Russia, with the Ukraine war. I say precious metals is an insurance policy. It's a hedge. We follow it day to day, and that's great. But we don't know. There's like a landmine of black swan out there. Which one's going to go first?
True, yeah.
And so it's like, okay, precious metals is where it's at. And we tell our investors or people that are coming in 10% to 15% of your total wealth. And what does that mean? You add up your real estate, you add up your savings, you add up your 401k, you add up all your assets, and then you calculate 10 to 15%. Now, I want to make it clear, I'm not a financial advisor, but I've been in business for a long time. And I'm a father, I'm a husband of 32 years, I'm a grandfather, and I'm a business owner. But precious metals, it's an insurance policy. I think it's a fascinating time, more than any other time to invest in precious metals, diversify. And this goes for the people that want to do it weekly or monthly, or people that are just moving their assets around and investing precious metals. We're seeing both factors. People are coming in and buying large quantities of precious metals. So like what you said, the dip today, right now, gold at 2030-ish, and silver's at $22.96 currently.
Yeah, under $23
Under $23, it's a great opportunity. It's a great opportunity.
Yeah.
I mean, if based on those factors, because we don't have a crystal ball to dictate what's going to happen, but this definitely gives us just kind of the key factors that will give us, kind of the key. Okay, we're in kind of volatile territory that we just don't know what's going to happen.
A few interesting things that you pointed out, 10 to 15%. I think I'm probably more than that in metals.
Yep.
Some people are a lot more.
Sure.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone's got to, come up with their own strategy, etc.
Sure.
But also, some of the bullish factors you pointed out, this could be one of the big years for silver. We've seen a few in the past, 2011, 1980 with the Hunt brothers. So, who knows? But a lot of interesting things could happen.
33 trillion in debt, this country.
Yep.
That's the bigger factor we didn't have in 2011. We didn't have 2 wars going on. So the factors are a little more pressured towards basically, I think we're in a volatile territories.
Yeah, well, if people are wanting to buy stuff, I'm going to actually ask Trent over here. Let's say someone comes in, they're new to precious metals. What would you recommend as far as for stacking?
For silver, can depend a little bit on preference.
Okay.
Some people, they feel more comfortable with coins. So if that's US Silver Eagles, which I think right now I've sold the rest of what I had yesterday. Things been moving pretty fast. But any coins, some people feel more comfortable with that. You're gonna have a higher premium just because the sovereign mints, it costs more.
Yeah,
It's like when you go to the grocery store, you got name brand and generic, same purity, same quality. It's just the sovereign mints are gonna cost more. They have more security features and that kind of thing. But we do sell a lot of silver rounds. 1 ounce silver bars, 10 ounce bars. If they're just starting out, I say that's a great option, like those silver buffalo rounds, any of those. Your buy and sell spread is going to be a lot smaller, so you can get more for your money. So that's a great option for silver, and a lot of people lean towards that, and because of that reason.
Yeah, I think silver rounds are a great thing to start with. That's what I started with. My first 20 plus ounces. Yeah, all silver rounds. I actually want to ask Darby, because we didn't get to talk to you in the last video. Do you want to talk about gold a little bit? Can you show us some of the gold stuff that you guys offer, and maybe what a new stacker would be interested in?
Yeah, so personally, I'm a big fan of the Golden Eagles right there. Just the 1 ounce, just beautiful design, just absolutely classic. I would say if you can, try and shoot for just the larger increments, just because with the smaller ones, like you have the 1 gram here, you got a half gram right down there in the middle. Those tend to have a higher premium attached to them. So personally, if you can, I would try and shoot for the larger ones, like maybe our 1 ounce bars, if you're just interested in the gold value itself instead of taking into like a mint into account. So
Right. Yeah, I love American Gold Eagles, and I like buying the bigger sizes as well. I recommend 1 ounce. If you can't do 1 ounce, then you could do world coins. So yeah, you got like sovereigns and stuff like this. This is some interesting version of one that I've never seen before. But yeah, there's lots of other options if you can't go full ounce. Maybe even a 1/4 ounce eagle or something like that, huh?
absolutely.
Exactly.
All right. Well, I love looking at the gold. I love looking at the silver. But I'm really excited to melt some gold. Are you excited for it?
I am. We're ready.
We're ready to melt?
Yeah, let's go.
I'm so pumped for this. What's up, Justin? Fist bump?
morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. So what do we got going on back here?
So, furnace, she's ready. What we're going to do is basically, this is just a little bit of scrap. We're just going to have fun today. We'll pour this in, let it melt down, then we'll put borax in. And what that does is, so this isn't technically, refining. So,
Sure.
so if someone's really familiar with refining, that whole process actually takes a lot of chemicals and there's acids, and it's quite toxic. This is more of a smelting, and obviously due to the high temperatures, it starts burning off a lot of impurities. So technically, it still starts refining it. But what the borax does is it will collect a lot of your sludge and a lot of your impurities. So you're going to see a top layer of just black, and that will actually, due to the temperature change with the water, it'll like crack and fall off. So that's what you can expect. You'll see that whole process, but it'll be interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here.
There it is. First little batch in. What temperature are we at?
We're a little above 2,000.
Wow.
To really start getting things moving.
Nice little pop there. All right, last little bit of gold here going in. There it is. Let's see how long it takes to turn into liquid. Wow, look at that burn. That is beautiful. So this is kind of just to separate the gold from everything else.
It started, yep.
Wow.
Yep, as you can see, it starts dissolving, and then it'll just start binding everything.
So we're heating up the mold, and you want the mold to be nice and hot. Otherwise you get a little Rice Krispies, a little snap, crackle, and pop, huh?
Yeah, you don't want any of that. So that mold's pretty hot now.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna go ahead and stir this up. Stirring this, in the beginning, you get excited, you start stirring it, and then you might stir it too fast, and you don't want anything splashing. This is not a liquid. You want jumping out at you.
You don't want to waste any of it.
You don't want to waste any of it, and you don't want anything to touch you.
Oh yeah. That's nice right there. So you probably don't want to put your finger in that right now.
No, you don't want to touch it, but it's cooling. I mean, probably in the next 20 seconds it'll be ready to put in water. So this is the borax. So as you can see, it's starting to turn black, but
Right.
obviously underneath that is gold, so it'll be a really nice bright color. But that's the purpose of the borax. It takes a lot of the impurities, a lot of the junk, stones and the glass stones and all that stuff, and just kind of binds it, literally. So there it is.
Oh yeah, look at that. Wow. Oh yeah, a lot of that just broke right off.
Yep. That's it.
That's crazy. Now this isn't pure gold.
No, it's not.
It's some type of an alloy, I guess. I mean,
Yeah,
copper
it's-
in there.
Yeah, I mean, so it's a mix of all the scrap. So, you know, that ranges from most of it be 14. There's probably a good 30% of 10, and there's higher carats, so 18 to 22 carats. So I guess this would probably come in around 55%.
55%. Nice.
That's what I'd guess. Perfect. So that's it.
All right, now we're gonna test that.
That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna
All right.
test it. Starts measuring all the elements that the sample contains.
Yeah, and the
Currently?
guess was about 55%.
That's a great guess.
It's around 54, maybe.
54.3. And
Yeah, that's
we
real
continue
close.
to sample for 30 seconds so we can collect the data and create an average as it's collecting data.
Yeah, there's silver in there, palladium. Looks like nickel, iron, a lot of stuff.
There it is.
All right, so final is 54.48% gold.
It's 1,021.2. So it's 17.88 ounces times today's spot. It's approximately 2034 at the time we just saw it. So it's $36,386.34.
$36,000 gold bar. There it is. Wow, check that out.
It's, you know, gold's pretty dense. You know, these bars, people are surprised when they touch these bars.
It's heavy.
Yeah, it is. And, you know, when you see in the movies, like maybe The Mummy or something, and, you know, he's walking out with big bags of gold and throws a bag on his camel, it's so...
Like, yeah, right.
Break the camel's back, literally.
Yeah, it feels a lot heavier than you'd expect.
It does, yeah.
Wow, even with all of the, like, little holes and pockets in it.
Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous. Well, very cool. Nicely done. What's the next step with this gold bar?
Yeah, so what we do is we basically sell it on the market. We have a few suppliers that would buy this. There's a few mints, and then we would call them and hedge it and send them the bar. And we do the samples on our end. That way we kind of have our own accountability. And then they have their own equipment, and so they would then test it and then give their analysis. And then if our two numbers don't meet, then there's a mediator. You know, there's a third party that will both take our samples. They'll do a fire assay, which basically then is like the end all be all, and that's kind of how we would settle it's not a dispute, you know, it's friendly, but a disagreement.
Is that pretty rare?
It is rare.
Yeah.
It is rare.
Usually they
Normally
match up.
we're
Right
very
on, spot
close.
on.
Yeah, almost
But
exactly.
through the years it's happened, and that would be that process.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, hey, thank you so much for showing me the
thank you, Silver
process.
Dragons.
That was super fun. Nice to see you again,
Nice to see
Carlos.
you too, Caleb.
Justin, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yep. Noble, good to see you. Trent, appreciate the knowledge, wisdom. James, good to see you. And Darby, good to see you again.
Good seeing you.
All right, take care, guys.
All right, thanks for coming.